Hey, what's going on, you guys? This is Madam 81, and I'm coming back to you again. This is from Gossip, and the article was done by Hip Hop Obama. And it says, a black 17-year-old girl at Stephen F. August Austin State University has dorm room raided by gun-toting cops after racist white roommate set her up. Yes, like it's crazy. Fresh off the outrage behind the lack of charges against the police officers who killed Breonna Taylor comes another harrowing story about a black woman who nearly lost her life because of police violence and racist white people. According to a report in the Click to Houston, a 17-year-old black woman freshman student at Stephen F. Austin State University named Christian Evans had her dorm room stormed in the middle of the night by trigger-happy police officers. Word is that her racist white roommates set her up in an ugly plot to terrorize her. Christian civil rights attorney Randall K. explained what happened in "We Will Warn You Now. It's going to piss you off." K said that Christian's three white roommates, along with as many as 7 other girls, thought it would be hilarious to tell the dorm's resident assistant that they were being attacked by the black team. They had falsely accused Christian of having scissors and threatening to stab people, he said. Their daughter was sleeping and was awoken at 3 a.m. in the morning by local police with flashing, shining out, and their guns drawn. This could have been a Breonna Taylor circumstance, Kay said during a news conference Monday afternoon. Text messages from the university police chief John Fields that state surveillance cameras on the property prove that Christian is innocent. Her parents are expecting swift and unflinching consequences for all of the soup cookies involved. In a statement, it says the university is investigating a racially diverse group of students in an incident involving a false report to the university police department. The students responsible will be held accountable for their actions at every possible level, Field said in the video. Christian Evans' family and lawyer are calling for the incident an act of swatting, which is a dangerous prank that is meant to cause such alarm that the police aggressively or even with a SWAT team, yeah, they will SWAT the hell out you. Like, that's a common thing. But I'll get to that later. Later on, as far as that's concerned, like, that's really, really dangerous. People have literally died because somebody thought it was funny to, actually have their house or their apartment swatted. The Washington Post reported last year a similar incident occurred in California when a 26-year-old man falsely reported an armed hostage situation, which led to the police storming the victim's home and fatally shooting him on his front porch. Christian has moved into a new dorm as the investigation continues, but she says she has been traumatized by the dreadful experience. In a statement that she made, she says, "I feel shaken. I don't even know how to think. I can't sleep at night because of this. It made me really paranoid." And rightfully so. Why wouldn't she feel paranoid? Because people did that to her. This should be a whole felony of all these little white holes should go to jail. And they should go to jail. It's very reckless. Apparently you do not care about her life. They could have, they could have killed that girl. They could have murdered her. They could have shot her in her sleep. They could have seriously did damage to that girl. And only thing that she did was go to a university and get her education. That's her only crime at the end of the day, is getting and receiving her education. It's just really disgusting the extent that people will go through for shits and giggles. I mean, you would never have thought about that a day in your life, but it is very much a real thing. On YouTube, it is so much of a thing in the gaming sector. You'll hear people saying, "Oh, they swatted." It's been incidents where it was this one instance where this gentleman, he was playing online games, and his neighbor had called the police. The SWAT team actually showed up. They arrested the man, but what he didn't know is that when they took him into custody so fast, he didn't even have a chance to power down his laptop or his computer, and his webcam was still running. After the SWAT team had took him into custody and took him down to the precinct or wherever they took him to process him, his camera caught his neighbor coming into his house. Now, mind you, he didn't even have enough time to lock the door. They just took him, and caught his neighbor robbing his house, literally. Just basically just robbing and taking his possessions, taking money and things like that. Thankfully, the man was released. The charges were dropped against him, but when he came home and ran back the footage of what had happened in regards to him being swatted, that's how he found out that his neighbor had called the police on him. I think he put it in like a threat or something, like it was a hostage situation. He had a girl against her will in his apartment and stuff like that. So it's a really dangerous thing to do. Even in that circumstances, that man could have got killed as well. I just think it's really crazy. I do think that I hope and pray that these individuals are prosecuted to the full extent of the law. I hope if they have scholarships, I hope they use their scholarships. If they're on a full ride with their parents, I hope that they get kicked out of the university, even if they are paying their tuition. I hope they do get kicked out. I hope that they, learn their lesson from that. I hope that the consequences of their actions is so great that this will stick with them for life. I hope that their life is ruined behind this. That's just my personal opinion, because you could have got that girl life taken. She wouldn't have had no life to live. Now that girl may have to go through years and years of, therapy, because these dumbasses decided that it was a good idea to have the police, and it's shoot on sight for us. It's shoot on sight. Like, come on, if y'all not down with what's going on in the case with Breonna Taylor and stuff like that, they have literally locked that state down. You understand what I'm saying? They got every branch of law enforcement there, the FBI, everything, they got everybody there. You understand what I'm saying to you? They have a 9 o'clock curfew. You understand what I'm saying? They locking it down like they had to, worse than the extent of when they had Baltimore locked down or Ferguson locked down. I don't understand why y'all. I don't think y'all understand the totality of that, and I don't think y'all understand that it's fitting to be a whole event there where Breonna Taylor lived at. I just want y'all to understand it is people that's speaking out. It's people that's making TikTok videos. This one gentleman, he said that they have everybody down there, the FBI, everybody. And understand, they are under martial law. Those people cannot move, speak, think, or talk without having the roaming eye of the FBI and every other law enforcement agency in the world, and well, in the country there. You understand what I'm saying to you? Because it's going to be some civil unrest, because what the grand jury handed down was straight garbage, and they know that. They know that deep down inside in their little teeny racist ass hearts. And I hope in the end, when the true judgment comes, that they will be judged accordingly. There's no way neither one of those cops should have got off. They should all be in jail right now, and they should all be serving fucking time. Or at least in the process of a goddamn trial to serve time. Like, this is ridiculous. They should be in jail by now. All of them. Not just one of them, all of them. If you go on TikTok, there's a video floating around, like, after the fact, after they shot through the house and stuff like that. One of the police, Bill Hankerson, I hope I pronounced his name right. He was actually allowed to go back into the apartment after everything was said and done to destroy evidence. What police investigation does that? That they actually let the killer go back to the crime scene to, to get rid of evidence or move the evidence into their favor. Who does that? My personal opinion is I believe it was a team collaborative effort to make it look like Breonna Taylor was a person that needed her life taken. Don't feel sorry for Breonna Taylor because she was a drug dealer. They tried to even get her ex-boyfriend to essentially say like, hell yeah, she was she was dealing drugs, and this, that, and the third, and she was a kingpin or something like that. And by the grace of God, this man had enough integrity, he had enough do right in his system that he was like, fuck no, I'm not going to do that. That girl wasn't never about that. You know what I'm saying? She was an EMT. She loves helping people. She loves saving lives and this, that, and the third. Don't destroy what little legacy that she had. At the end of the day, she was a person. She was a human being. She deserved to live. And that's just my whole thing about it. But for this young lady that had to go through this swatting incident, I'm glad that she's okay. I'm glad that she, I hope that she receives help. I hope that the people, I don't care who they is, I don't care what color they is, I don't care if they thought it was funny, I hope all of them go to jail. I hope all of them lose their scholarships or they denied their payment, even if they could pay their tuition. I hope they get denied. I hope they get kicked the hell out of that university, which they probably won't, because historically colleges, especially All, I mean, especially historically, colleges just just racist, and it's systematic. And then they say we don't understand why, black and brown people and people of color feel disenfranchised, because you have to understand, it's not only that they're hitting us economically, they're hitting us in the education as well. You know, I shouldn't have to spend thousands upon thousands of dollars to try to give my child the best education that he or she can have, only for other privileged white children to take that, and even more so, take their life, to actively wipe out her existence because you thought it was funny, because you thought it was a joke. That's not right. And they should be punished to the full extent of the law. And I'm going to keep saying it. I'm sorry, but that's how I feel. And I hope that she sue. And I hope that she sues the university. And I hope that she sues each and every one of those people individually. And I hope they sue their fucking parents for even conceiving those retards. I apologize. I'm triggered. I truly am. So yeah, pretty much. So it is what it is. This world is so crazy and so messed up. A couple of days ago, as I posted on my community feed, I got a death threat. There was a comment that was put underneath for the story that I did about the transgender girl, a transgender woman, and that lived in New York, that was murdered. Okay, and I received death threats from that. I'm just like, oh wow, that's crazy. If you don't believe that none of us don't have a target on our back, regardless if it's somebody that just don't like us or whatever the case is, they mad, or whatever the case was, it's crazy, y'all. Just be careful out here. You understand what I'm saying? Just be careful, man. Instead of us fighting one another, for real, for real. All this stuff going on, all this stuff on YouTube that's going on, none of that shit matters. None of that matters. It don't. We got to come together. And I'm not just talking about black people. I'm talking about people of color, period. Allies, witches, whatever you want to classify yourself as, and you all right with people of color, we need to come together, because it's an active movement to eradicate us, our children, our culture, our belief systems. They're gonna steal what they want from it, and then they're gonna try to get rid of us, yo. And if you ain't hear the president say yesterday during that presidential lie, proud sons, stand by, stand down, stand by. We all know what the fuck that mean. Like, we not gonna sit here and act stupid and act clueless to what he was really saying. It's no way that you can get around that. He was on national television during a presidential debate and told the proud sons to stand down and stand by. Let that sizzle in your spirit for a moment. And understand the need, the necessary need for people to come together. To try to get him and people like him out of our government, out of our educational system, out of our banking systems, out of our everyday lives. I don't know, y'all. But with that being said, I thank you all for coming and looking at my video. I thank you all for taking the time out to hear this story. And I hope that you take a little bit of this story and apply it to your real life. Be careful out there, y'all. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And I'll talk to you guys later.